Welcome to this fifth section of the anger management for children. Okay, so like I had shown you the first four tips out of nine, and now on the fifth one, keep a journal. Oh, I do this a lot, or I did this a lot as a teenager. I kept a journal, and the journal helped to empower me. So whenever I'm angry, I just begin to pen the words down. So um and especially what I do is not only do I express my frustration in the journal, I try to observe the pattern. So when you're angry, you grab out a pen and a journal and write down, okay, I am angry. Write down the time that you're angry and then try and observe the pattern. Okay, write what led to the anger. So sometimes it's very possible that you'll observe the pattern and you'll observe what triggers your anger. By trigger, I mean what makes you angry. Okay, for some people, they wake up in the morning and they're angry. They wake up in the morning and I feel angry. So write that down. I'm awake now and I'm angry. So it's very possible that if you observe that that's a pattern that you wake up angry, then it's possible you don't sleep well. So get 8 hours of sleep. That's my advice to you. So get 8 hours of sleep. If you realize that you're angry in the mornings, get 8 hours of sleep. Some people feel angry after a particular class. I'm just using math here as an example. So if you feel angry after a math class or after a particular class, then it could be that you don't like the subject, or you may not like the teacher, or you may not like your sitting partner in that class, or you may not like situations that surround that particular lesson. So that's a pattern, and you need to begin to do something about it. If it is a compulsory subject that you must take, then you need to find other things you can move around to help you have a good time in that class. But the information is one thing. Information empowers you to say, you know what, I think I'm always angry at the end of a particular class, or when I'm in a particular class, or before a particular class. So that's a pattern. You need to talk to a counselor and we'll find ways around that situation. Next, it might be that you feel angry after watching a particular TV program. How do you solve that? Stop it. Don't watch the program anymore. Simple. Okay. So observe the pattern. Take a journal to observe the pattern of your anger. The sixth point is get a coping skill. Get a coping skill. So an example would be experimenting with songs to see what makes you feel better. If certain songs help you feel better when you're angry, then maybe you need to create a playlist of those songs. That will help you. Next thing you can do is draw or paint. Okay, when you're angry, you could decide to draw or paint. You just might realize that the anger is the fuel for your creativity. Okay, drawing or painting might help you come up with some fantastic inventions. Another thing you can do is read a novel. Okay, and then my friend here has some advice for you. Okay, so she says she puts on a favorite music, it really helps, or doing an action that helps me feel something different, like walking my dog. So she has come up with a coping skill. Say she would walk a dog whenever she's angry, something to make her feel different, something to replace the feeling of anger. It helps. Now, the seventh point is know when to get help. You can't solve all these problems alone. You can't even solve all these problems by watching this video. Sometimes you would need to have a physical touch with someone to hold your hand through those feelings of anger. Okay, so anger can wreck your future. It can wreck your future happiness. It can wreck your present happiness. Okay, and then it can wreck your peace of mind. So if you have an issue with anger, then seek help. Ask a counselor. Okay, so my friend here says that he talks about his feelings with someone that he trusts. That's something you can do as well. He says that I try to recognize I'm angry and then listen to others. Okay, recognizing that you're angry is one thing, and then paying attention to others helps you. The eighth point to help you control your anger is learn problem solving skills. For some people, it actually is the fact that they are having a problem that gets them angry. There's a problem they need to solve, and that gets them angry. For instance, see here in that picture, a balloon is sitting on a pin. Obviously, it will burst. Okay, so what should the balloon do? Roll itself away, right? Simple. So while that pin is puncturing the balloon might be angry and what's going on? Very inconvenienced and stuff like that. All the balloon has to do is roll itself away from the pin. Simple. Okay, so you need to learn what exactly can you do. Are you struggling with a school project or an issue with a friend? Is that the reason you're angry? Okay, whatever it is, write down ways, maybe three or four ways that you can solve that problem. The fact that you have written it down means you're already doing some problem solving skills rather than blowing your problem up in everyone's face and making it everybody's problem that you're having a problem. Solve your problem, deal with your issue. Dealing with your issue empowers you and helps you control the feelings of anger. The last but not the least, certainly, is gain control. Gain control of your feelings. Okay, so how you interpret a situation actually is the problem. So how we interpret our experiences and situations has a profound effect on our behaviors and emotions. So some things that are problems for people in Nigeria are not problems for people in the United States of America. For instance, it is a big problem in Nigeria if you call your dad by first name. But in the United States of America, a child can call his dad by his first name and it's not a big deal. Now, our interpretation of that scenario here in Nigeria is that is disrespect. How dare you call your dad Henry? Are you all right? Is something okay with you? Why would you call your dad by first name? It is disrespectful in our culture. But in some other countries, it is not a sign of disrespect. It's fine. Okay, maybe I'm traveling abroad. Let's stay within Nigeria. In some culture, for instance, the Yoruba culture where I come from, it is a sign of respect that you bow your head or sometimes prostrate when you're greeting an elder. But in the eastern part of Nigeria, it is groveling to see you prostrate before an elder. It's okay to just say good morning, and that's okay. Just move on. All right. Easterners don't have to bow. The most they'll probably just do is nod or something, but bow or prostrate, I mean, it's not a big deal. Some people would even see it as you're asking for something. You should do all the prostration and all the respectful stuff. Okay. But then it's in the tone. Your tone it's what communicates respect. But for us in the Yoruba culture, your tone plus your body posture communicates respect. Okay, so if somebody from the East is therefore seen standing straight to greet an elder in the Yoruba land, that person would be seen as rude. So a Yoruba elder would interpret that to be it to be strong and offensive situation. Okay, so now if we do some paradigm shift and we think differently about the situations presented before us, we will then realize that some of the things that get us angry are not so much a big deal. We don't have to be angry about those things. Okay, so your behaviors are formed by your understanding of what has happened to you. So we typically believe that other people or events make us angry, but it is actually our thoughts and our beliefs that contribute to our anger. Okay, so if you control your beliefs, if you control if you understand the situation or you understand the context, or you understand what makes certain people do what they do, you will be able to control your anger better. All right. So anger is actually is about your reaction to the situation and not the situation itself. So, daddy, or maybe somebody spilled water on the floor, you trip over it, and then you blow up. You're angry and all of that. Now, if you decide to understand the situation differently, that a person actually did not intentionally spill the water, and okay, it was not intentional, you tell yourself that. Or sometimes even make excuses for people to say, you know what, I don't think he could have spilled the water intentionally. That alone helps you to understand or think differently about the situation and helps to control your anger. And to be honest, you can't be dishing out your feelings all over the place and getting angry all the time. I think you should prize your anger and your feelings jealously. Some situations don't even deserve your reaction. You can just ignore, you can look away, control your anger, choose your feelings, okay? Now, this brings me to the end of this video and in fact the entire series. But before I go, I recommend that you actually still go to positivepsychology.com and try out this worksheet, Impact of My Anger. It'll help you a great deal. Thank you so much for watching. These are places that I got these fantastic ideas from. So all of these didn't come from my head. I had to read several things to get these ideas. And I would recommend that you read as much as you can. Gather several resources. All of these things would help you better. Okay, so thank you so much. And if you want to get in touch with me, feel free to connect with me on my via my email address. That's leke@penspeakers.com. Or you can reach out to me on social media. That's at Leke on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I think those are mainly the three platforms that you'll find me. So thank you once again and have a great life. See you on the other side of success. See you at the top. Goodbye.